Hi, Montina. Can you hear me?
Hey, Aisha. Yes, I can.
How are
Welcome.
you today? Thank
I'm
you.
doing great. How are you?
I am doing good. Yeah, I'm doing fine. You know what it is, that list of to do, but I'm doing good. I'm glad to be here.
Get it done. Get it done. You will. You got this.
Yes, yes.
We're going to get started here in just a second. So I'm happy that you're here. Welcome to those that are joining. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So we are going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start connecting our dots. More people will join. And if they do, great. If they don't, that's all right too. Went from 2 people that signed up. I think we're upwards of 50 plus in the last 3 weeks, which is good. So people like to send me emails. And this is also a great way for any of you to help other people in your industries, figure out what's going on in this world, because sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. So I'm actually going to share my screen here in just a second. And we have a quick 30 minutes. We are live. And so what I'm going to do is share my screen so we can talk about what we're going to talk about today. So we're desktop 3. I have a couple of different desktops. Am I on video? Oh, I'm not on video. Hey, y'all. Hello, hello. Actually went down to the Gold Dome today, so we'll talk about that. So I like to just keep it really simple. The things I like to talk about are the things that I like to talk about. So we'll talk here while others are joining. We're going to talk procurement, business development, and just connections. And again, this is all about connecting the dots in Georgia. Welcome, Belvin. Belvin's part of GMSDC, Georgia Minority Supplier Development Council. We had 126 people sign up on our call for our call last week and had 43 join our call. So it's phenomenal. All right. So since we're small with the welcome, we're just going to do it together. Let me stop sharing my screen so we can talk for a second. So as you all know, you probably met me before. I'm Montina Young Frazier, and I'm no longer a CEO because I don't have a bunch of employees, but I'm a founder of CIE Media Group. And we put your digital marketing, really put your marketing dollars to work, but we only do one thing. Everyone comes to me still for video production and SEO and all that. We only build websites. So if you need a website, please come and see me. But other than that, this is what I do. I don't do any type of consulting unless you are a stakeholder at the Russell Innovation Center for Entrepreneurs. I am simply here to help you connect the dots as it relates to doing business in the great state of Georgia. We have 159 counties. We have 500 cities. 120 of those counties are rural. They are less than 30,000 people. We have an $11 billion surplus, and less than 1% of the bids that are out on Georgia procurement are awarded to diverse businesses, and even less as it relates to Black-owned businesses. And I have a problem with that. I'm tired of seeing small businesses struggle. So I was at the state capitol today advocating. It was Small Business Day at the state capitol. So we'll talk about that in our business development. So Aisha, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Aisha. I know Montina through the Russell Innovation Center for Entrepreneurs. The name of my business is CRM Tech Global. That stands for Customer Relationship Management. And I help small businesses develop their CRM strategies, planning, and implementation.
So if you want to get more sales and you want to be able to manage those sales and increase your revenue, go talk to Aisha in layman's terms. All right, Shirley or Belvin, either one of you. Okay, Shirley, welcome.
Hello, hi, I'm Shirley Key, and I am the CEO of Key Solutions Consulting and Career Services. And so our main focus are areas such as like career advancement, effective communication, leadership development, coaching. So kind of really under an HR frame, but all
Okay.
things to help you make sure that your career as well as your teams, everybody's moving forward.
Okay, awesome. I'll pour my water. Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, welcome, welcome. And then Belvin, happy to have you guys here.
Yes, glad to be here. Hello, my name is Belvin Baldwin II. I'm the owner of Showtime Travel. What we do is we design luxury vacations for busy professionals, so all they have to do is show up and enjoy. We're here just to learn and help each other take those luxury vacations when they're ready to celebrate a life event.
Awesome. Aisha says she needs that. So make sure that you connect. Put your LinkedIn with the link, and these look like a hyperlink in the chat. And as we grow, it's just an opportunity to share. So again, I'm glad you're here. If you wouldn't have shown up, I'd still be here because again, I love to assist. So let's look out on the Georgia procurement and see if there is anything out there that can be procured or purchased by all of you. So HR services, travel, which would fall under like an ERG. And then of course for Aisha, working with small businesses, which encompasses oftentimes showing up at the events to make sure that you can offer your services. So there was a young lady at the Capitol today, and she said, I sell virgin hair. That's what I do. And I said, well, great, because that's probably not something that the state's procuring, but everyone in here could be your client, right? So there are a lot of different things that we can look for. So let's go ahead and pull up my screen here. I like to look at the bid net just to see what's out there as well. I like to look at the Georgia procurement. And again, this can help you as we spend about 10 minutes here, understand what's out there. Oftentimes we are looking for things as it relates to specifically our business, right? We're saying, oh, travel, or, oh, I heard leadership, career development, training, but there are specific terms or keywords that the government may use to procure the services. Also remember, even if they're procuring these services, most of the time, if it's out on the Georgia Procurement Registry, depending on the county, it could be over $50,000. So for Henry County specifically, I know it's over $50,000 if it's on Georgia Procurement Registry. So Montina, if it's not on procurement registry, then where else would it be? Then it would be on that county website. You don't have time to look at 159 county websites. Or the cities, because again, the county might have products and services they're procuring, purchasing on the website, but then the city will have it as well, right? So there are a lot of different places to look. So I always, again, I start here. I like to look. I have not looked at it this morning because I was down at the state capitol for the Small Business Day. So let's go ahead here. Again, I'm at the Georgia Procurement Registry. And when I go to the Georgia Procurement Registry, I just go here and click start date. And I just click it again because I want to see what was put out today. And I just come out. It's weird, but you know, some people check Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I check LinkedIn, but I like to check the procurement. I wish they had this as an app, it'd be a lot easier. Now I'll tell you another thing. If I notice something and I'm like, oh, I know someone that does this, I send it to them. Do you want to build your network? Do you want to work with people? Do you want people to see you as the go-to person? This is what you want to do. Okay. So right now I said, oh, Georgia correction, they're looking for boxes, glue, machine, that's commodities. Somewhere they're purchasing desktop, laptops. Okay. General engineering services. I actually know someone that does engineering services. So I would just click this and send it to them. CM at risk, Carmichael. So I don't know what this is. I'm going to click in because, hey, why not? Okay, move my heater here. Request for qualified companies. Okay, so you're not submitting an actual proposal with request for qualified companies. And the request for qualifications seeks to identify potential providers of the above mentioned services. Let me go up here. They're soliciting statements of qualifications for firms interested in providing CM at-risk services for the project known as Carmichael Student Center renovation. So again, this is around construction. This is dealing with renovations. You can also go down and look at the NIGP codes. So this lets me know in construction. I know a construction company, so this is something that I'm actually going to send over to them. Okay. And then as I'm looking, hey, mommy. Okay. All right. Okay. Y'all know my grandmother's in town. She gave a whisper something to me. All right. And so looking here, And then again, I'm just going to check it out. Okay. Employee drug testing services. Again, I know somebody that provides this service. So if you see something here and you know that somebody provides the service, just send it to them. Okay. This is a great way to stay top of mind, and it's a great way to connect with other people. Now, the other one is BidNet. You do not have to pay for BidNet to have an account. There are times when you have to pay when there are additional solicitations, and they're always going to offer you to upgrade. I have not upgraded because, again, I'm just on here to see what's out there. Right now, there are 30,000 solicitations open in the state of Georgia. Okay, I don't even know how many are out on the procurement website right now. I mean, we're at 14 pages with 50 entries. Let's go 100 entries at 7 pages. Okay, so there again, that's why I come out here. There's plenty of work to do and be done. All right, so let's do a key thing here for HR for Shirley. All right, so housing rehabilitation program design. They don't like when I say HR. Let's look for leadership. Let's see what's open. And it just may not be anything right now. They didn't like when I use this. Trying to isolate the term. Search. Okay, nothing out there. But if I wanted to say, well, was there anything ever out there? And I just showed some HR services that were awarded up to $650,000 in DeKalb County. I just showed that on my LinkedIn recently. So we can look and say here, yeah, actually, let me see if I can kind of sort of pull that up in a different window. I just showed that one. So again, it may not be out here, which is why it's so important to just kind of be in the know. I think at one time that bid was out here. It was an awarded bid. Yeah, I just put it. Oh, here we go. It's your lucky day, Shirley. So again, don't get discouraged if you don't see it out here, right? But I would come out here and look at what was out here at one point in time. Actually, let me change this because, oh, I saw something for Henry County and it said leadership for the Board of Commissioners. So don't be afraid to come out here from time to time and say what was. So leadership development, this was in 2022, but if you read the RFP or the award, it might say, hey, this is for 1 year with chance to renew. Leadership development training. Here's the IGP codes. Look at the documents.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Yeah, and the award information. So again, it was downloaded. So let me see here, the awarded download, and then we'll look at 2 really quick here. Looks like it downloaded as a text file. Oh, look, they didn't award it. They closed it before awarding it, but that's good because as we're going to move into kind of the business development, this gives you an opportunity where now, because it was not awarded, it's not out for bid. If you contact the procurement officer or whoever had this out, this was purchasing, you can inquire. Okay. You can actually inquire, say, hey, I noticed the bid wasn't filled. I'd like to see if I can, provide a quote for my services or provide a bid. If it's under a certain amount, you can look at Henry County's website for procurement. And I think I have that information here. So if it's less than 5,000, they only need 1 quote. So you might propose a few hours or a day that you come in and do it for $5,000. 5,000 to 50,000 quotes are obtained by informal request for quote, and the award is made to the lowest, most responsive bid, and 50,000 or higher has to be a formal solicitation. So when you know that type of information, it makes it a lot easier for you. So again, as long as there is not a bid out, there's not an procurement or service or product out for bid, it's not anywhere for bid, you can inquire about it. So you can reach out to the purchasing department and say, hey, I just love to have a conversation or see if I can provide my services or capability statement. Okay, same thing for you, Belvin, and even Aisha, if you're providing support services for small businesses that are out here. And that's something you could do at the university level. Real quick for DeKalb County School District, again, this was a notice of award. And just so you see it, seeing is really believing, but you have to have faith if you're in business anyway.
Right.
But this award was not to exceed $650,000. So yes, there are services. Yes, there are needs for HR services, and it's HR professional services. And this went to IBEX IT Business Experts, which I know Tracy Grace. They've actually been a client of mine, and she's a good friend. And I mean, they're just doing phenomenal things. Okay.
That's awesome.
Okay. So seeing is definitely believing. All right. So again, you can do the same things here that I'm doing right now: travel, small business services. But again, I would look under awarded if I didn't see it under open. Do as much research as you can now, because when the awards come out, when the opportunities come out, you've already had a chance to look through the RFPs and you have a chance to respond. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to spend a few minutes on business development. Okay. And again, for solicitations, 30,000 out on BidNet, you just want to see what's out there. Okay. You want to see what's out there. I know people in pest control, and there's just always bids for pest control. We have, well, you know, we're the #1 state for agriculture. So it doesn't surprise me that we have a pest control problem. Painting, interior renovation to Valdosta Middle School. Gosh, here. Somebody to mow cemetery. So again, there is always work in the traditional side, which is why I do, you know, encourage many of us to be on the traditional side, but there's always other work to do as well. So today I went down to the state capitol as we segue into the business development. And what you want to do, what I would suggest, is understanding how government works for you as a small business owner. I understand how government works as a constituent because I started going to commission meetings and city meetings and ethics meetings and just a plethora of different places because I really just wanted to get engaged and active in my community. And I was like, wow, this is actually a lot of fun. And I was talking with my grandmother who came to visit for a few weeks, and two of my cousins were actually the first African-American mayors for the city of Cincinnati and for the city of Dayton. So I guess it's in my blood. So when you go down to what I've noticed is they'll say, be active, reach out to your state legislators, make sure they know you. Yeah, but I think what's more impactful and effective for us is to make sure that you're active in the county where you desire to do work. Now, if that's the county you live in, I'd say be active if it's the county that you desire to do business in, or if it's any county here where it's the largest, you know, the larger counties in Georgia, Fulton County, I'd say Clayton County, Gwinnett County, Rockdale is doing a lot there, even Henry County. So again, is it great to know what's going on at the Georgia General Assembly, you know, at our house? Yeah, but more is going to be going on in your community. And I'll say this, it's for any business type. If you're offering business services, technical services, travel services, you're dealing with government, people travel, they have events to attend. You want to be innovative with your approach because that's going to get your foot in the door. But showing up to these events, that is one of the best things you can do from a business development standpoint. Now, someone did ask me, you know, how I go out and find the associations, and I just go where my clients are. So for me, I do a lot of advocacy work, but on the back end, we do website work. So any room that I go into, yeah, it could be a small business client for me, but because I'm doing advocacy work and I'm going into public policy long-term, it makes sense for me to be doing things around government. So when I was at the Dome today, like the legislators, they know me, they wave at me, they stop me in the halls. So that's something that's important for me in the advocacy work that I'm doing. But as it relates to you, Georgia Minority Supplier Development Council, I definitely want to encourage you to go to events like, let me pull it up. I had to hide my screen here. The Southeast Development Conference that's coming up here. Let me see here if I can. Oh boy, let's see here. It's code. I'm gonna check out two for you. The SD Southeast Planning Conference. So you want to look at the events. I spoke with someone today and she said, oh, I'm into IT, health IT, but I, you know, and I said, oh, you do work with the city council. And she was like, well, and come to find out, or excuse me, I said, you do work with CDC. So I said, I saw city council here. And she's like, well, not, yeah. She said, yes. But then the places where she was going, I said, well, these aren't your ideal clients. These are not your people. You want to go where your people are. So giving you all some ideas. If I want to do business in the city of Atlanta, okay, I'm here, I'm in Fulton, I'm like, okay, I know there's people there, or my people might be in the room, I would consider going to some city planning type of meetings, right? So these are urban design commission meetings. These are board of zoning meetings. These are, monthly meetings. I would say, where are my ideal clients? And that's where I'd go. There's a conference coming up, and believe it or not, this was the first time I've ever heard of this conference, and it's been going on 20 years. I'm really surprised, but it's the largest development conference of its kind in South Metropolitan Atlanta at the Georgia International Convention Center, the collaborative firm. So this gentleman here, I'm going to tell you, I'm sitting in my city council meetings. I see him. I'm sitting in my Henry County Water Authority meetings, outreach events. Okay. I've spoke at their outreach events. He's there. He's kind of a little bit of everywhere. I've been seeing him for years. He gave me his card and said, Montina, we need to catch up. Okay, no problem. So I get a lot of business cards, so much that I have to keep them in business holders, and I have plenty of these. So one day I just said, I emailed him, and actually I think I emailed him and said, hey, let's catch up. And I'm speaking at his event because I followed up. So don't neglect the follow-up. And if you have a challenge with following up, Aisha Floyd's on the call, and that's what she does. She helps you put together your client or customer relationship management, make sure all your funnels are working. Because when you're in business, whether you're doing B2C or B2B, you want to have something in place because it's probably going to take more than one touch. And always understand that people are watching you in your business development. You notice here, I came from the Dome. I was representing WEOP, and I also had on my badge from the Russell Innovation Center for Entrepreneurs, where I'm a business advisor. Make it really easy for people to connect with you. I almost always have on a badge, almost always, because I want to make it easy, because people will see me, then they're like, oh, and I'll always see them look at my name tag, Montina, hey, I don't mind it. But this event has about 600 people that attend this event. I'm actually a panelist on this event. And what I like to do when I look at events, I go to the speaker pages, and then I go to the media like I was there. I'm looking for pictures, but you can see here, anytime I see Anna Roach in anywhere speaking, which she's going to be speaking at this event, I almost automatically sign up because she's just like phenomenal. And the events that she's in tend to be phenomenal. So again, from a business development standpoint, you have to be in the right rooms. This means you need to join the right chambers. You need to join the right associations. The association I'm talking about that I was doing today, because weop.org, it's the Women's Entrepreneur Opportunity Project. And just so you know, Belvin, you don't have to be a woman to attend these events. And just like if you're not a certified woman-owned, you can still attend some of the events as long as it's not designated just for certified businesses. So again, you want to look at a lot of the things that these businesses are doing and go to their events pages and see if your ideal clients are in those spaces. Okay. So I'm actually going to pause here. I'm going to take about last 6 or 7 minutes and answer questions that you all have. So procurement, business development, I can talk capital, contracts, credit, or certifications. Y'all know I love certifications. And I do believe that certified businesses outperform non-certified businesses all day long, just because of the education and access to the right people. So how can I help? And thank you all for joining. Those that join a little later.
Hi, Martina. Belvin here.
Hey, Belvin.
I put a link in the chat where I think I received a bid request.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
I don't know if it's.
Oh, all right. Let's look at it. Yeah, this is a state. Okay. It's for student transportation. Do you do that?
No, I don't think it's probably not the right fit for me, because but I just wanted to I really didn't know how to read it correctly, because it was I was just trying to figure out, what is it asking for? Is it asking to transfer just students like a bus situation?
And here's the thing, if they so you receive this in your email?
Yes.
Yeah, so your NIGP codes must match this.
Okay, you must have hit one of those. Okay.
So you may want to revisit this, but they're looking specifically, it says request for statements of qualification. So it's not a proposal yet. They're just trying to say, hey, there are companies out there that qualify. Oh, and proposals as both SOQs. Okay. Services of a student transportation provider for the transportation of students at an existing school. And we'd have to look at this together. School not responsible full or partial sets of RPs. So they're actually asking for, it looks like some sort of transportation for the youth. Maybe it could be an after school program. So we'd have to dive deeper. But again, you receive this because if you're receiving anything from the state, it's because your NIGP codes match this.
Okay. Okay.
And you know why? Because you do travel.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah. Uh-huh. I never
Well,
even knew. I don't even know what Anchor School is.
no, I never heard of it and everything. So I was just curious. It was my first one, but I did with your help, I was approved. I put my information in Google and Paramount Pictures and Morgan Stanley. So at least I'm on the vendors list.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? It makes a difference. People don't want to do even that small amount of work, but that's how I got into Google's digital program pre-COVID. Facebook, we've actually done work directly for Facebook. If you all don't know, you can go directly in Facebook and meet with their procurement team. You just have to be ready because it's kind of like you get one shot. You just need to be ready. Real quick on this, I said it was probably after school program. See here, before and after school transportation. I used to be a school teacher 20 years ago. So that's why
Okay.
it made me think of that.
Got
Good.
it.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love this. All right. Any other questions I can ask you? Put your LinkedIn in. All right, Tony. Tony says she's in a program run by IBEX. Awesome.
Yeah, hi, this is Shirley Key.
Hey,
I was
Shirley.
just wondering, I am, just trying to figure out, like, I know there are a lot of different things that we've talked about through GMSDC as far as looking at some of the different companies and going into their procurement websites and signing up. So is that kind of one of the main first things I should be doing? Or do you think the Georgia, looking at their site? I'm just trying to kind of really figure out how to get in there and start, kind of growing my business.
Okay. Oh, Dayton Bellman says this sometime. Okay. How long have you been in business?
I started in April 2023.
Okay. Have you done any corporate work?
I've done work, for Southern Company, I actually finished I finished all their documentation and master agreement, and I met with them in late December to just kind of talk about some opportunities that they may have. And so I do have contacts there. So I haven't done any work with them yet, but they had recommended a few things and I followed up on those things.
Okay. They do a great job. They're led by Vicki Irwin Avery.
Mhm.
She's phenomenal. So I would say, have you completed the 6-month action plan? That would be my first thing for you to do and really define the type of offerings, right? So I hear everyone say, we do HR. Like what type of HR, what type of leadership training? Because I can tell you that I have clients in that space and they crush it because they are laser focused on what they offer. They just are not like a free for all.
Right.
In the corporate space, they want to see past performance. They want to talk to you. So again, I told someone today, it's not like, oh, we go out in the procurement and bid. A lot of times they know the companies that they'd like to work with already, but that doesn't mean you should not respond or submit a bid because then your name now goes into the well with everyone else and say, oh, we've never heard of this company before. This is new. So again, 6-month action plan, identify a few of the corporates from that 6-month action plan, because I believe they're going to ask you to identify at least 3 corporates that you would be, that you would like to work for.
Okay.
And then looking at what can you provide that's innovative, and that is just going to wow them, because you're going to meet the procurement officers at some point in time at an event. And that's when you can introduce yourself and then also enter into their portal. And then sign up to lead a session for the professional services team. You should see a link come from Sanji in the next day or so. Like I tell you all the time, I'm out. People know me because I'm out front, but I need them to know all of you. Okay. I'm having fun with this, but I'm not taking really new clients, except if y'all need websites, but that's it. I'm not taking new clients in this space. So you all need, I would suggest that you step up so that people know, like, trust, and remember you too.
Okay.
All right. I have time for one more, y'all, because I got to jump on a call with one of my rights stakeholders. One more.
Tina, super quick. Hey,
Hi,
it's
Tony. Thanks for connecting on LinkedIn.
Yes, and I got follow-up. I owe you. I wanted to know, for the 6-month action plan for GMSDC, I signed up so long ago. It was pandemic time. Is there a way to get that if we're already established members and just want to reference whatever is covered over that?
send me an email and I'll send it to you, or just link me on LinkedIn. Just send me a quick note and I'll send you the action plan, because it's really important to complete. Ingrid used to do it. I don't know if they're actually doing it anymore, but it's something I suggest for all of our GMSDC MBEs. I think last year they had 3 people fill it out, which is, you really have to get that right. Because if you don't, then again, it's like throwing the spaghetti up against the wall and you just really want it to stick. It's not.
Thank you. Perfect.
Yeah, you have to have an action plan. Yeah, hey Latoya, if you send me your email address, I'll be happy to send it. You do have to be an MBE, so make sure that you are actually GMSDC MBE, because it's really just for GMSDC members. All right, y'all, I gotta go. So thanks for joining. I have to jump on another call. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Like I said, if you need a website, hey, come to me. If not, then join these calls and bring your questions. I really just want to help you connect the dots. I know it's crazy. Everyone's like, that's what you're doing. I just want to help you win so that y'all can all be rich millionaires and it can be just fun. Okay. All right. Have a great rest of the day. Bye, y'all.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.